Have you ever had a potentially great relationship and all you did was to push the person away? Like you literally tried everything possible to end the relationship. Either you did it consciously, subconsciously, you did it anyway. Or maybe you have a job opening at work and you know you qualify for that position, but you just can't apply. You just can't get yourself to do it. You see, there are several ways in which we self-sabotage. The question is, why do we do it? Can we overcome that? Well, this is something I've personally experienced, and to a large extent, I can tell you, I've overcome it. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you self-sabotage in a romantic relationship. Using myself as an example, some ways in which we self-sabotage, and most importantly, practical ways in which we can overcome self-sabotage in order to grow into our best selves. As you know, in this corner, we're all about thriving and not just surviving. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Hola, hola, hola.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Friends, if you're just seeing this hot chocolate for the first time, you're welcome. This is Tinuola. On this platform, I share valuable beauty, well-being, and lifestyle content. In this corner, we're all about looking our best, feeling our best, and living our best lives. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to click on that subscribe button to join this thriving family. Self-sabotage is when we act or behave in certain ways to prevent us from achieving our goals or reaching our full potentials. And the question is, why do we do that? Well, this could be a sign of us avoiding the unknown. We as human beings, we love to stay within the familiar. We love to crawl back into our shell, do things that we are more comfortable with, things that we are familiar with, even if it's not the healthiest of things. But being in that comfort zone helps us feel better, most of the time temporarily. And if you're a man watching this and you're thinking, I don't think I self-sabotage, well, are you sure? Because a lot of us self-sabotage more than we actually think. Some of the ways in which we do this are from procrastinating our ideas, overanalyzing things, overthinking things, calling ourselves perfectionists, waiting for the perfect time to pitch the perfect idea. It could be from substance abuse. It could be from telling ourselves those negative talks like, I don't deserve it. I don't think I can do it, you know, even when you can. Or it could be in a relationship, either a romantic relationship or not. But in today's video, we're going to focus on self-sabotaging in a romantic relationship. So, using myself as an example, growing up, I used to not feel very beautiful. I would think that as a skinny, petite girl, dark-skinned, dry-skinned, I wasn't very attractive, especially as a teenager. When you look around, you see other girls beginning to have curves, looking wider, more endowed. That's the word we used to use back then, endowed. And I just felt like I never fit in, you know. I was like this, one, as people often love to tell me. I remember getting lots of very dirty comments from people, both sexes, about my look. Things like, oh, I feel for your boyfriend, I pity him. If he tries to with you, it's just gonna bleed to death. Oh my gosh, you're so skinny. Don't even think of settling down. Don't even think of having a man. Like, men are not even going to be attracted to you in the first place. Like, even giving birth, like, how would you even be able to like hold a pregnancy, you know? I was getting comments like this even up until my early 20s. I'm talking 22 here, okay? 22. But aside those negative comments, the main battle was within here, okay? It was between both of my years. I never felt like I was desirable. And that started shaping me into this person that just repelled men. Like, I just didn't like men, specifically African men, Nigerian men. I just felt like You don't like me, I don't like you. Even when I had suitors, potential good relationships, I would chase them away, fight, do things that would just make the relationship end, because I never felt like a man would genuinely love me for like me. As much as this might sound really simple, it wasn't so simple for me. And it took me so long to come out of that phase. FYI, I no longer hate Nigerian men. I got married to one. And I just felt like because I did my marriage, getting married video, I really wanted to do this video because a lot of us might have one way or the other in which we self-sabotage. It doesn't even necessarily have to be in a romantic relationship. But I'm sharing my story for those that can relate and to show you that there are little things here and there that could be contributing to why we would just repel things that could be good for us. That being said, there was a point in my life where I started, wanting those things, wanting a man, wanting to get married, wanting to have kids, even though I used to be so scared of this. It's based on what I've heard, what I've seen. I used to think marriage, all this domestic abuse, childbirth, the horror of labor ward. I used to be so scared of those things. There was fear, there was shame, there was doubt. Can I do it? Is it for me? Am I that person? And just looking back now, it's really funny thinking about it. To cut the long story short, I got to the point where I decided to, I just wanted these things. I started liking them. I started wanting them. I'm like, you know what? I think I want to try. I want to be more committed to a relationship, not just, push away. I want to settle. I want to have kids. I want to have a man. And when that happened, I started looking for ways in which I could overcome this thing that was constantly making me fail in this area of life. By the way, I don't think everybody has to be in a romantic relationship. I'm just using that as a reference point for this video. So practical ways in which I was able to overcome self-sabotage. The first step was to aggressively overcome body image issues, because I knew that this was one of the reasons why I was self-sabotaging. I didn't feel beautiful, I didn't feel sexy, I didn't feel desirable. So I had to tell myself what I was, that I was a babe. I had to change my mindset. I had to see myself differently. I had to start making physical changes as well. So knowing that the battle was within, the solution also started from within. Every time those negative thoughts came in, I had to tell myself the positive. I had to correct it. I had to fight it. And in the beginning, it didn't feel so natural. It felt like I was a joke. It felt like I was lying to myself. Sometimes I'll speak out loud. I'll speak out loud to counter my thoughts. But it worked eventually. See, a man is first defeated, not from the chains they put on his hands, but from his mind, from between these 2 ears. That's where it starts. You have to tell yourself you are a babe. If you're a guy, you are the man. You are the G. You have to develop that self-awareness. That is where it starts from. Whatever it is in your body, if you have certain body goals, you have to start working towards it, but still keeping it in mind that even where you are right now, you are still the prize. The next step is to start speaking up for yourself and start setting boundaries. So when people say certain things to you, like I said, I used to get certain comments in the past. If they tell me those comments now, I can't even let them tell me, we're going to stop it right there, Let it stop right there. You have to start setting boundaries with what you can take, what is yours and what's not. You have to start speaking up for yourself. When people try to bully you, when they try to body shame you, you have to speak up confidently for yourself. Like I said, initially it will feel foreign, but you will get used to it over time. And when people see that you've stepped into a different person, they will respect that and they will adjust. Another way to overcome self-sabotage is self-love. You see, self-love is not selfish, okay? And self-love means loving others as well. When you love yourself, you can learn to love others. They are intertwined, self-love and loving other people. Also, self-love involves self-care. A lot of times when we are self-sabotaging, we neglect our body, we neglect our self-care. And these are ways in which we hurt ourselves without even knowing. So you need to start paying attention to things that you love, things that you want to do more. Get comfortable with being by yourself. Understand your thoughts, understand things that you like, build certain habits, build new habits, learn new skills, develop yourself. All of that is a reflection of you loving yourself just as you are. Because if you don't love yourself, marriage, relationship wouldn't give you that. It really doesn't. And if you don't love yourself, how can you love others? If you understand how to be kind to yourself, how to take care of yourself, you would understand how to do that to others. Because as they say, do unto others what you want them to do to you. Oftentimes when we have heartbreaks in the past, relationship traumas in the past, we are scarred by this and we might start telling ourselves things like, oh, no man wants to be with me, or I don't think I deserve a good relationship, or I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can find someone that genuinely loves me for who I am. But like I said, that could be a sign of self-sabotage. So what do? You need to heal from those wounds. If you need to go through therapy, go through therapy. Whatever you need to do, consume resources that will help you. You literally need to give yourself the key, the permission to love yourself and be loved. Some resources that has really helped in terms of being therapeutic, in terms of making me say things differently. The first is this book called The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. That is like one of the most brilliant books I've ever read. If you're struggling with self-sabotage, you need to get that book, okay? If you don't listen to anything I say in this video, this one thing, you need to get that book. Either the audio book or the hard copy, just get the book and read it. Your perspective on self-sabotage will change, trust me. The other resource that I really love is from Dr. Pereira. I keep mixing her name up, sorry. But she is absolutely intelligent when it comes to childhood traumas, because let's be honest, our childhood traumas, they play a huge role in our adult relationships. She has 2 books and she shares a lot of tweets and resources on childhood traumas, healing up from that, relationships, and some information on self-sabotage. So I really recommend that you maybe follow her on Twitter. She's very active on Twitter, or you can just get her books and read for yourself. I promise you, if you check out any of these resources and actually read them for yourself, you would improve. Now that you understand yourself better, you spend time by yourself. It's not like you're desperately, trying to get off from one relationship onto another. You actually spent time to love yourself, to heal up. Now that you think you can do it, now that you want to give it a shot, you need to start positioning yourself to attract what you want. So look into the right places, if that makes sense. When you value yourself, you wouldn't look into the wrong places. You would have a standard for yourself and a standard of what you want. Obviously not setting unrealistic standards. And like I said, at first things might feel awkward, but later on you get used to it. Don't worry, you'll be good. So actively participate in social activities. As a single person, you want to look the part, okay? If you are preparing to get that boo, that babe, you want to look the part, dress the part, act the part. See, the thing is, for you to look good, you don't have to wear Louis Vuitton or look the most expensive or wear bikini on the gram to feel like you're super confident, or take a picture beside a rented Lamborghini to look like you're a rich dude. You can still look attractive either ways. What's important is at least get the basic things right. Smell good. Nobody else does. Dress neat. Practice hygiene. Be reliable. Behavior goes a long way. Yes, groom yourself, but this heart, your character, it speaks louder. You can be 10 over 10 physically, but if your character is stinking, nobody is gonna look your side. I usually say there's a fine line between being cocky as a man and being confident. Like, men that are confident without being cocky, they are the real deal. They are the G's. They've mastered it, okay? That's the man. That's the man, girls. So having a good character, being kind to other people, it goes a long way, because you can never tell where you'll be meeting your dream man, your dream girl. And if you're currently in a relationship and you think you're already self-sabotaging, these things can also help. But make sure you communicate with your partner. Like, be open, be vulnerable. Be open about your feelings, about what you're going through, what you're dealing with. That could also save your relationship. And the last but not the least is prayer. Trust me, you don't even have to be religious to do this. There's just something about praying for what you want that makes us believe we can actually get it, that makes us hope and look forward to it. So for me, I remember I used to write down in my journal, in my Bible, I used to write down like, oh, this is what I want in a man. I want a kind man. I want to manifest that. And it happened. I finally found my Prince Charming, and I'm very much happy with my choice. You don't need to put too much pressure on yourself. If you want it, you will get it. It will eventually come to you. Like I said, position yourself properly. Avoid pushing away your blessings, and it will happen for you. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for this healthy relationship that you hope and dream and you're praying for, just keep working on yourself, because that is so important. So my friends, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a journey, and I know the streets are tough, but this is something that you can achieve if you really desire it. So that will be all for today's video. I just wanted to share this with you after sharing my marriage video with you, and I just felt like, you know, this was something that I actually struggled with for a long time before coming into this new phase in my life. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Do you find this video valuable? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, comment down below ways in which you might be self-sabotaging or practical ways in which you're overcoming it. I hope to see you in my next video or in my other videos. Please check them out. In the meantime, keep your light shining. Bye.